brews and the bros.
Yeah.
From where they shoot with them poles. Keep it real smooth with them hoes. Bringing the truth to your folks. Bears, brews and the bros.
Yeah.
From where they shoot with them poles. Keeping it smooth for you hoes. Bringing the truth to your folks. Yeah, get paid. Going against the grain. Push a hard line like renegade. Page and Doc, time to operate. Nothing sweet when the sweetness debate. Yeah, you know the drill. Stack more paper. Major players, led by the fornicator. Smoking J, he fucking the game up. Came up, dropping fire since day one. Yeah, it's bruising the bros. From where they shoot with them poles. Keep it real smooth with them hoes. Bringing the truth to your folks. Bears, bruising the bros. From where they shoot with them poles. Keeping it smooth for you hoes. Bringing the truth to your folks. Yeah, Bears, bruise, and the bros. Yeah. Bears, bruise, and the bros. Yeah. Bears, bruise, and the bros. Yeah. Bears, bruise, and the bros.
Tap in. Be sure to subscribe. Smash that like button. Drop a comment. Yeah.
Welcome back to Bears, Brews, and the Bros. It's your boy Smoking Jay up in the building with my other brothers. We got Sweetness, we got Drilly. We are the Bros. We are filling in for Doc and Renegade. Shout out to the Bros. But how y'all feeling this 4th of July weekend, man? How y'all doing?
Man, we're doing great, brother. Happy 4th of July to everybody out there. And hope everybody enjoyed it. Stay safe.
Hey man, I'm fucking good. I'm ready to rock and roll part 2. We get this motherfucking shit rolling, bro. Like I said, happy 4th. I was just chilling the whole entire time, had a drink. I was nothing special. But it was still good though, man. So I hope everybody had a good one.
Hell yeah, man. Part 2, like you said, part 2, Dynasty running back rankings, consensus type. We got the 13 through 24. We hit you guys with that 1 through 12, before our 100th episode. But yeah, man, we're about to dive in, man. Who first, man? Drilly? We got the number 13. Number 13. Who is
number 13? Lucky 13. We're gonna talk about my man's J.K. Dobbins, bro. Big thing. We already know that Mark Ingram's over there with the Houston Texans now. Last year wasn't too much noise for J.K. Dobbins at the beginning. If I'm not mistaken, his first year in the NFL too. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like a rookie coming in, getting acclimated to the NFL. Probably one of the best offenses for running. Next to fucking the Cleveland Browns and shit like that though too. Yeah, you know how Harbaugh gets down over there. I think he got hurt. I wanted to say he only played he played a lot of the season, but still though, I think he missed a game or two or something like that. But nothing compared to what Mark Ingram missed. He only played 11 games last year. Just know that motherfucker, every piece of work that Mark Ingram had is all going to J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, he's got to share the backfield with Gus Bus over there, but that's going to be that change of pace running back right there. J.K. Dobbins is going to have the lead role. What is it? Last year, 9 touchdowns, 805 yards, 168 fantasy points, 18 receptions, 120 yards, bro. Just expect that number to go way up, and especially in this offense. We can't say, we got a little bit of worry about motherfucking the quarterback shit going on over there and him being able to take off and run and do those things. But we all know that motherfucking the Ravens they run that ball, they run that rock, man. So J.K. Dobbins is going to have a ton of opportunities. And when why is it slipping my mind? His name, the quarterback's name.
Jackson.
And there we go, Lamar. Fuck. I said, my bad, Lamar, brother.
Friend of the show.
Everybody know my name, but you know what I'm saying. But I said, at least when he lets go, we all know that J.K. Dobbins can catch out the backfield too. So, I mean, if we were to add up and Mark Ingram was healthy and he played every single game, you know what I'm saying? Like his stats weren't shit last year neither though, but that work, we can now expect that to be passed on to, you know what I mean, to J.K. Dobbins, bro. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be picking him up. I mean, he's 22 years old, bro. He's only coming into his sophomore year. Bro, that's a banging number 13 right there. I guess if there was nobody at all to compete with him, he would have been a little higher on my rankings. But we all know that Gus Bus is pretty good over there. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that, though, too. So, I mean, could he vulture some touchdowns? Probably. But most of that work, most of that field work, and most of that run game is going to be on the J.K. Dobbins, bro. I'm rolling with him.
Yeah,
I like where we have J.K. Dobbins. I could see him finishing a little higher. But yeah, no, you nailed it with Lamar Jackson being there. It's definitely something to monitor. You know what I'm saying? But we know what's going to come there. They give so much attention to the run game that there's enough to go around. So I'm comfortable with having J.K. Dobbins on my team too, man. I wouldn't hesitate to pull him off the board a little later down. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at with him. I love him. I love his situation.
yeah, we talking running backs. And like you said, you think about Cleveland that dominate the run. This team's finished top 2 in rushing attempts and yards the last 3 years, Baltimore. So you're definitely going to want the running back that's attached to that. Ingram's gone. Gus Edwards, he's going to take a bigger role than he had last year. Like, make no mistake about it. I think he's more of that thumper. He's a different type back, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Let him get those tough yards. Let him bang out those type of yards, and let J.K. Dobbins do what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? He could catch out of the backfield real nice, real shifty. I got a quick couple little stats. He ran for 15 plus yards on 8.2% of his attempts. That ranked number 1 as running backs. He ranked number 3 in yards created per touch at 2.18 yards. He scored more fantasy points than Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and that's on 43% less touches. This guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's going to get more of that role, expanded role, year 2. They're in training camp. Everything's more of a regular offseason, more preparation. These year 2 these year 2 running backs, bro. I think we're going to see them, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that was their first year, last year, rookie year, but like, they're coming in like well prepared this time. So I feel like J.K. Dobbins is gonna be one of those guys that's gonna be able to pop off, bro. It's gonna be dope to see. I like him at 13. Can't go wrong, attached to that.
It's crazy.
Defense gets back up.
Yeah, it's crazy what he did. After week 11, he was in double digits for every single game after that he was actually in. And the things that he does with the small sample size that we have is crazy. I mean, we got fucking 7 carries, but he puts up fucking 14 fantasy points off of 7 carries. I mean, he's a guy that catches the ball, runs the ball, and does a lot with the little opportunity that he had last year. I mean, I'm so with it. I love how he runs the ball too. Like, his center of gravity is so low and shifty, like you said. And those stats are crazy, man. For him to have scored more fantasy points than CH, from the opportunities that he had is crazy like that, man.
All we're doing is looking at that consistency too, bro. Like, at the end of the season, it was like once Mark Ingram got hurt, because Mark Ingram was hurt for 8, 9, 12, 14, 15, and 16. And J.K.
He's
Dobbins
hurt
didn't
right
play
now.
12. You know what I'm saying? J.K. didn't play week 12, but week 14, 15, and 16, we got 12, 14, 13, and I believe the week after that, he put up like 28.
That's
So
that's nice.
He
That's
played the
nice.
Bengals, but it's cool.
You could say, but at the same time, they're still gonna play weak defenses.
You still got to produce in those games. You got to.
They get to see him twice every year. They play in the same.
The only thing that I'm worried about is maybe the Ravens, if they could pick up that defense, because they think they lost 2 Pro Bowlers and one fucking Judon and a Garnquay. You know what I'm saying? And now they got a rookie over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully that defense will pick up and Lamar doesn't have to air it out. But like you said, J.K. Dobbins can still catch out the backfield. So depending on how the game script goes, man. But I like that shit though.
Yeah, Ravens, they're well coached, man. I don't really ever worry about their defense being like trash, to the point where they're just airing it out, and that's just not who they want to be. They want to be.
I just look at 2 Pro Bowlers and I'm like, oh shit, 2 Pro Bowlers right there. You lost a good chunk of that defense.
It'll make a difference for sure.
Yeah, but we'll see. I like it there though.
Yeah, man. J.K. Dobbins, definitely, you could build your team around him for sure. Let's talk about next guy coming in at number 14, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Joey Mix. A lot of people, man, dog, it's so like night and day. Like, a lot of people been burned by Joe Mixon. Like 2 years ago, like, he started off the year so bad, bro. Like, he was doing so bad, but then finished off strong. He was like top 3 towards the end. last year before his injury, he was getting a lot. He was getting the bulk load of those touches. So let's talk about this year. We're coming in. And again, the last 3 years, he finished in 2018, number 10, 2019, number 13. And last year, before his injury in points per game average, he was number 10. So he was on pace to have another RB1 finish. Gio Bernard is gone. And I know it's going to sound weird, but like he took a lot away from Joe Mixon. And, in the passing game, that third down, those game flows where they had like you just mentioned, their defense sucked. So who was in there in those 2-minute drills? Gio Bernard was a lot of the times. And that was fucking annoying as a Joe Mixon roster. Zach Taylor, this offseason, they asked him, yo, what was the change that happened, a couple years ago where you weren't utilizing Joe Mixon for the first part of the year, but then after the bye week, you turned up and started giving him the ball. He's like, I recognize that he's a workhorse. I recognize that he can handle that workload. So that year, 2019, his last full year under this offensive system, the first 8 games, they averaged, I want to get this right. They averaged, my bad. Joe Mixon averaged 10 fantasy points per game in those first 8 games. After that, he averaged 18. So they turned up. He went from running back 41 to running back 7 in that span. That's a big jump. He went from running back 28 in touches to running back 3. He went from running back 39 in yards from scrimmage, 53 yards per game, to running back 3, 124 yards per game. Bro, Zach Taylor recognized what he had to do. You had to feature Joey Mix. It's a shame he got injured. But this year coming in, Gio Bernard is out. You add Jamar Chase. You're expanding your offense. Not only that, you added some offensive line help. You got a couple of offensive tackles in the 2nd and 4th round. In the 4 games that Gio Bernard missed during, Joe Mixon's career, Joe Mixon's averaged 19 fantasy points per game. So, I just want to make it, a clear thing that this Gio Bernard not being there is going to be a big thing. Another thing too, this offense with Burrow, man, and this is where I really wanted to get at because it's pretty crazy what they were able to do. So when Joe Burrow was in before his injury, the Bengals as an offense, they averaged 22 points per game. Without him, they averaged 15. The amount of plays that were ran per game with Joe Burrow running this offense, they were number 1 in the NFL. Without him, they were 31st. It's just a couple of stats I wanted to bring up, man, because I think Joe Burrow, and we talked about it too on the quarterback episode, this guy threw 60-something passes in a game last year. The offense, that quarterback makes such a big difference. Joe Burrow being on that team and running that huddle is going to make such a big difference for Joe Mixon. I think he's going to pop off. The quarterback or the offensive coordinator came out and he said that he wants to feature Joe Mixon in 3rd down. Like, he's not just a 2 down back. He's at every down back. So that's something really important, when the coaching staff starts talking about it. And Brian Callahan, that's who it is. They asked him, yo, what's the plan for 3rd down usage when it comes to your running backs? He's like, man, honestly, I don't want Joe Mixon to leave the field. And I think he's up for that challenge. He's ready to go. Bro, the plan is simple and plain, bro. You're going to feature and you're going to feed Joe Mixon. This is right now prime time to get you some Joe Mixon. If he fails this year, I think, we're going to see him trying to fight to get that career back. But I think he's poised for a big season, man. We had never seen him up until last year. He had a real lingering injury. Before that, it wasn't like that, bro. So Joey Mix played at least 14 games per season. Last year sucked. He strung us along. I get it. But we need to forget about it. In fantasy, bro, it's a lot of times you can feel really good about a player one year and you got to, be able to hit the switch and fall off him the next, and then vice versa. You got to be able to do that shit. So Joe Mixon, number 14, I'm happy with him. How you guys feeling about him?
Well,
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
it's gonna sound contradicting because I like him a lot, but I just traded him to you. No, I like him, man, and like you said, some great points there, man. Those stats are off the charts, bro. So props for that. But Yeah, if he fails this year, I'm over it. I'm just over it. I don't know if I'm gonna see him in any drafts, if I'm gonna get me any Joe Mixon, but I'd be more than excited to get some of him. You know what I'm saying?
Middle of the second round too. That's where
Yeah.
he's averaging at. So that's not bad. It's not bad.
It's not bad. Like you said, they're trying to run the. It sounds like they're trying to run the offense through him, not put everything on Joe Burrow. And like with Gio being gone, bro, it's a huge thing. Last year we seen him in every 2 minute drill, in every end of the first half. Like it was just horrible to watch, even on the goal line sometimes. And you're like, why is he out there?
Yeah.
But we don't have to worry about that anymore. He's gone, and the next guy behind him is like P Ryan or something like that, and I'm not worried about anybody else over there. So yeah, man, I'm excited for Joe Mixon, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm with y'all on that, man. It's fucking good stats that we motherfucker brought up, and let him know that he is probably one of the premier running backs that has an opportunity to do something with the workload that he's about to receive.
Yeah.
As far as I like you said, it's Pareed Samaj. I don't even know who the fuck dude is.
No, you want it. You want it.
You know what I'm saying?
Samaje.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I don't know what he made it to the NFL. Kudos and all that other good shit. But at the same time, we know who that backfield belongs to, unless the Bengals go ahead and pick up somebody off of free agency. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody's still looking for Le'Veon Bell, but that'd probably be a premier team to probably go to. You know what I'm saying? Due to the fact that motherfucker, it's only Joe Mixon, a big name over there. But at the same time, for fantasy owners right now, if you own Joe Mixon, you're not hoping for that. You're hoping for him to get into that role that you hoped for last year. Shit, I remember last season, Brody, what the fuck is Gio Bernard doing in there? Like super pissed when we were on our conference calls watching the games. And it's a little bit funny, but then at the same time, you're like, oh shit, but that's kind of turned me off with Joe Mixon and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? New season, new things to adjust. The only thing I worry about is that they didn't really do too much with that O-line. So I don't know what the fuck is really going to happen. But if there's some big jump, you know what I'm saying, and everything else like that they got going on, everything could be different. You know what I'm saying? Not too sure about how hard their schedule is this year, but you know what I'm saying? Shit, they play us for the home opener. So that's gonna be motherfucking that's gonna be a interesting game to watch. You know what I'm saying? But fucking I'm with it though. As far as taking a chance on Joe Mixon this year, I think he got a blank slate, and he's got definitely opportunity to go ahead and maximize that.
It's there.
That potential.
That opportunity is there, bro. And like we talk about their offensive line being shitty. One of the things that we've said, being Chicago Bears fans, is with David Montgomery, a buddy that came from Cincinnati, their coordinator,
Bill Lazor.
Yeah.
We seen him do it before with a shitty line and produce a top 10 back in Joe Mixon. So what I'm going with this is we've seen Joey Mix perform with a shitty line before.
Yeah.
Now you add Joe Burrow with a high, fast-paced offense, and then a defense that sucks, and you're gonna let this guy play all 3 downs? Bro, sign me up. I'm all about Joey Mix this year, straight up.
Yeah. Absolutely, bro.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Let's talk about the next one. I got back-to-back joints over here. We're going with the number 14 running back, another sophomore running back, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the Fresh Prince, and his ADP right now, number 32. So he's going about the middle of the third, beginning of the third, middle of the third, something like that. In Dynasty, this is a running back I'm not afraid to roster. A lot of people might be off him. And I think one of the things that stand out the most, that week 1 game, I think it was against the Texans, where he just kept getting stuffed at the goal line, couldn't convert. And right off the gate, right? You guys remember that game, right? He just they gave him the ball like 2 or 3 times in a row, and he couldn't punch it in. Mm-hmm. So right out the gate, there was questions. He had a nice fantasy game there, but there was a lot of questions the rest of the year and into the offseason up until now. The question is still there. Is this guy the goal line back? Can this guy convert in the goal line? Let's talk about the goal line, and let's talk about Kansas City Chiefs real quick. When it came to goal line opportunities last year, Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 10 of them, which is inside the 5-yard line. He converted on 2 of them. He punched in 2 out of 10. The math is simple. 20% clip. That's unacceptable. Let's talk about the rest of the running backs though, because a lot of times it's easy to pick on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You know what I'm saying? He's so small. You know, he's a little guy and he can't punch it in. He's not a real back, whatever. Real easy to pick on him. Let's talk about these other backs. Darrell Williams, Le'Veon Bell, Darwin Thompson, DeAndre Washington. They had 6 opportunities inside the 5. They converted once collectively. So you can't just sit here and tell me, hey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's the problem in Kansas City. He can't punch it in this, that, and other. That offensive line has issues. Had issues. They did some changes. They made some improvements. They drafted a rookie in a 2nd round. They drafted somebody that Sweetness over there is really familiar with from the New England Patriots, played the guard, Joe Tooney. Tooney or Tooney, whatever.
I like Tooney.
I like Tooney.
Then they traded with the Ravens. They traded away their 1st round pick, and they got themselves some Orlando Brown action.
That's heavy.
Hey,
that's heavy.
Hey,
did Kyle
really,
Long go over there too?
And then he's injured right now, which is whatever. But they got Kyle Long too.
It's expected.
Hey,
he was on hiatus.
They fortify. Hey, that line, it's night and day from the last 2 years compared to now. So I'm really, really excited to see Clyde Edwards-Helaire, especially with the departure of Damian Williams, the non-return of fucking Le'Veon Bell. That's big for me. Let's talk about running backs that, not specifically, but running backs playing, for Andy Reid and where they finished fantasy-wise.
I was just about to go there, buddy.
22 years, Andy Reid's been doing this. 15 out of 22 years, his running backs have finished in the top 12. Out of those 15 years, 9 of them have finished top 5. Out of those 9, 6 of them have finished top 3. Bro, this guy has a track record. This guy's a Hall of Famer. This offense is no fluke.
Running back guru, bro, for sure.
And this is the thing though. This is not a running team, and they don't want to be a running team. So you gotta temper your expectations at the same time. Now, is this offense one of the best in the game? Fuck yeah. Do you want any piece of this offense that you can get? Fuck yeah. So if you could get yourself Clyde Edwards-Helaire, all these other players, we already know who they are. You get yourself, you gamble on a Hardman even. You know what I'm saying? You get yourself some of these players. But Hilaire's going to be there most of the time. He got over 60. Before Le'Veon Bell came onto the scene, this guy was getting 60% of the snap share. And he was getting 18+ touches per game. Look, Le'Veon Bell is not the same. He hasn't been the same since Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he was anything good, but he was taking shit away from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He's gone. Damian Williams gone. He's in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Bear the fuck down. And now it's all on Helaire. He gets to prove. And don't forget, Mahomes handpicked this guy. He told Andy Reid, hey, that kid right there, we drafted him. We need him on this offense. So, yeah, the dump downs aren't there, like you might want from a running back. Why? Because you got Mahomes. This guy's the best gunslinger we've seen in a long ass time. He's not going to dump that shit down. This motherfucker could throw a strike for 50 yards plus. Whatever. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be a steady back. I think his ceiling, he's going to be around a top 10 back. I don't think a top 5 finish is a possibility. Why? Because I don't see double-digit touchdown upside for him. You know what I'm saying? I see him, high single digits. I don't see him punching in, 10, 12 touchdowns. Maybe altogether, maybe he catches a few receiving and then gets 6 or 8 rushing. Okay, that's cool. But I don't see him getting double-digit touchdowns on the ground himself. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire for me, I'm all in on him. But we were just talking about those sophomore RBs. I feel like they're gonna pop off this year. Him, J.K. Dobbins, I'm really big on them this year. So give me some Clyde Edwards-Helaire, man. How y'all feeling?
Yeah, man, CEH is probably one of the best value running backs for where he's getting drafted right now, which is probably like 3rd round. He's getting picked up in the 3rd round. And I think that's hella value for a guy like CEH, man. That's hella value for that kid. What I believe is play to his strengths. He's small, he's fast, he's shifty. Get him into the pass games. You want to get into them goal line situations? You got Patrick Mahomes, who took you to the Super Bowl twice. roll him out. Give me a little play action and roll him out to the motherfucking to the outskirts by the pylon and give him the fucking rock. Give him the fucking rock to bullet in. He's gonna beat whoever the fuck he's going against nine out of 10 times. Especially linebackers who can't control that type of speed that's coming out of CH. What Kansas City is going to have to motherfucking deter from is their favorite 2 targets. And I know fantasy players don't want to hear that shit with motherfucking Kelsey and motherfucking and the cheetah, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you throw a little CH in that mix with a little bit of the throwing game, their defenses are going to have to adjust to that. And it's going to leave things open, you know what I'm saying? There's shit like that though too. Shit, Andy Reid's been running a motherfucking, like you said, for 22 years. He ain't gonna listen to me or no bullshit like that. But at the same time, I think with that mix in there, you could fucking sit up in here and get you some real deal CEH time. That whole goal line situation, usually motherfucking Kansas City scores before that shit anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
usually, yeah.
I understand.
I read off the totals right there, not to cut you off, but like that was a total of 16 goal line opportunities. That's not a lot, man.
That's very little.
No, but yeah, and I'm going to what Drill was just saying. This team, bro, they got, you know, those big splash plays that they make all the time, bro. Hey, Hilaire's gonna be a piece of this offense. Don't overvalue him, man. And I think that was the problem last year. People, even like myself, you know, I looked at, you know, the track record of Andy Reid with these running backs, and I'm over here thinking like, man, bro, it's always money with the RBs. What's the biggest difference? Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Just temper your expectations with these players, bro. You can't expect Hilaire to be a top 5 running back. Top 10, top 12, that's within reach for sure.
Cool with that. Yep. I think that's where his ceiling at, man. I'm excited for him coming into the season too, man. I think he's gonna see boosts and jumps in almost every category this year. So I'm cool with CEH, especially where he's going. I'm definitely targeting him in drafts this year, bro. In redraft and dynasty, you know, whatever the case, I'm going in on him. All in on CEH for sure. But yeah, that brings us to our next guy, man, at number 16, Aaron Jones, man. I didn't realize that he finished top 5 in PPR formats last year. And this guy didn't disappoint often. He only scored single-digit fantasy points in 3 games. Played in I think all of them. I think he missed a few games, but the dude was consistent as hell. 1,100 yards last year. 47 receptions. I'm saying I think that number's gonna go up with Jamal Williams exiting. AJ Dillon is gonna be, that guy behind him that, the ground and pound and goal line touches. I think that's what AJ Dillon is. So as far as the receptions go for Aaron Jones, I think he's gonna see a little bit of a jump there. He's gonna see 50 plus receptions. It gives you another 400 yards through the air. And I mean, he's just super consistent. We don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, we're still lingering right there with the whole situation. If you lose Aaron Rodgers, you lose a lot with Aaron Jones as well. Because whoever comes behind, I mean, if it's who's the kid?
Jordan Love.
If it's Jordan Love, I mean, defenses are gonna stack that box. Nobody's worried about that. So it's a different dynamic when we're talking about who's gonna be the guy behind center. That's got a big deal to do with it. And Aaron Jones would drop in my rankings if it's not Aaron Rodgers. But for now, as it stands, Aaron Rodgers is still a Packer. And that's how we got to, assess the situation. I think Aaron Jones, man, he's in for another big year. Like I said, Jamal Williams departing, it does a little bit for Aaron Jones. It boosts some numbers up for sure. AJ Dillon is going to take every fucking goal line carry. We already see the size of this kid. So I don't know. I have no problem taking Aaron Jones. I think I don't know where what's his ADP right now.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he's in that 3rd or 4th tier to a lot of people. After like Joe Mixon, CEH, like kind of like how we have it ranked. But I don't mind taking a stud receiver and getting Aaron Jones as my RB1 for
He's going number 10 right now.
He's going number 10 overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's really high. And I don't know if I'm reaching there. If he slips a little bit, I'd think about it, but I don't know if I'm going that high on him. Not this year, not with the question marks at hand. Um, like I said, I'm excited for him if Aaron Rodgers plays. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, I'm probably gonna fade Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a 50-50 on the fence for this. I think the reason why he's at where he's at on our rankings is due to the whole Aaron Rodgers thing
Yeah.
and due to that this is dynasty rankings. You know what I'm saying? A little bit older in the game and seeing AJ Dillon come in and like you said, take those fucking goal line touches and shit like that. But at the same time though, let's just say hypothetically, no Aaron Rodgers. Jordan Love is in there. They stack the box, man. Roll him out. Roll some screens. Roll some shit. We seen Aaron Jones rip up motherfuckers for big time yardage on the field without touchdown. And for him to be able to motherfucking go ahead and go in there and make the type of noise that he's making, I think that if they can adjust to not having no Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love has to maybe check down and can't throw a bomb to Adams, MVS, or Lazard. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Jones, or you know what I'm saying, might be able to benefit off of the fact that there's blitzes coming. As long as he's young and he's smart about it, I think Aaron Jones could, throw up a block real quick and roll right off of that block and, hey, give me the ball and let me rip them up for about 15, 20 yards. Those could be a lot of games that we see perhaps without Aaron Rodgers being there. But yeah, I think Aaron Jones, like I said, I had him. And like I said, I did a little trade during our rookie draft for the Dynasty shit. I was just trying to suck up young running backs. I'm 50-50 like on the wall. Like, damn, I should have kept them. And then second, I was like, well, I'm not too mad because, I picked up somebody else that's going to help me, for years to come. But still, though, I'm with you on what you're saying and shit like that, though, too. But I still think that he's got good value. Maybe, like you said, though, too, at 10, maybe not, depending on who's there, what wide receivers are there, what quarterback is there or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just have to see about that. We'll just have to see where Aaron Jones falls. But
Yeah,
Was
I
that
like
he had
I was gonna say I like what you said earlier, like with Jamal Williams being gone, you would think, oh well, the next running back up is just gonna slide right in and take over that Jamal Williams role. That's not true though, because AJ Dillon's a way different running back than Jamal Williams. Like he can't run those routes. He can't, you can't throw him out at the wideout position. That's gonna be Aaron Jones. So if anything, Aaron Jones is um how important and how much he's going to be utilized in that offense is going to be more on him. It's a
Mhm.
boost for him. No matter who the quarterback is, he's boosted no matter what. With Aaron Rodgers, we see the ceiling, which is a top 5 running back, and that's what it is. Without him, we haven't seen that yet, but we also haven't seen him taking more responsibility in that role. So I think regardless, we're looking at a top 10 running back for, the near future. So I think Aaron Jones is one of those guys that, yeah, there's question marks around the team. There's no question marks with him. Him, the player,
Yeah.
like the opportunity is there. The talent is there. The vacated rushing, percentage and all that shit is there. Man, we should be higher on him. And like Drill said, the main reason he fell this low when we did this consensus rankings, we're not so sure about Aaron Rodgers. I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers still isn't even so sure what he's gonna do. So, I mean, honestly, because there was a deadline that came and went, and Aaron Rodgers could have opted out. He didn't. He's old. He's an old head. He really wants to stick it to the Packers. He's probably trying to work out a trade. I don't know. But if he stays there, like I said, we know what's gonna happen with Aaron Jones no matter what. He's gonna pop off.
Yeah. I mean, the dude averaged almost 16, 17 fantasy points a game. I mean, he was just consistent as fuck. So yeah, I'm in it with Aaron Jones, man. I think as long as Aaron Rodgers is there, I have no problem with it, man. So anything else on Aaron Jones? You fellas good.
Gucci.
good, brother.
All right, man. So we're gonna dive into the number 17, man. Austin Powers, bro. Austin Eckler from the Chargers, man.
Bolts
Yeah,
up.
this dude is. I'm so fucking excited for this dude this year, man. This is probably one of my favorite players of this year coming up. Um, and it's really easy to see why. I mean, they're gonna utilize this dude in every fucking way. That running back room, in my eyes, there's no competition there. as far as being able to do everything Austin Eckler does. He's that scat back type of dude. Um, who's that Lombardi guy, their OC? He's had freaking seasons with like Reggie Bush and Darren Sproles and Kamara, just PPR crazy. So I mean, I'm really excited for him. They improved the offensive line in the draft. They went and got Corey Linsley, an all pro fucking guy. I think they got him from the pack. I think they got him from
Yeah,
the
they
Packers.
did. Yep.
So I mean, yeah, they're his ceiling for me is top five, man. I'm excited about him. I think he can sneak into the top five if if all goes as planned. Justin Herbert's there. I know he's gonna get him the rock. This is a different type of running back here when we're talking about Austin Eckler, man. I think he's safe. I think he's his role is like nobody else's, bro. He's gonna be running the ball, catching the ball. I mean, I'm expecting big things for this dude. How you guys feeling about Austin Eckler?
I love I love Austin Eckler, man. He's you hate question marks, when it comes to fantasy. You hate, not knowing a player's role, not knowing how he's going to be used, how much of the offense, how much of the carries, this, that, and the other. There's no question with this guy, bro. This guy's the lead back. Who the running back two is over there, nobody knows. I'm in the middle of a slow draft right now. I'm at the number 12 at the turn. I grabbed Larry Roundtree and motherfucking Joshua Kelly. Why? And in the 20 something rounds. Why? Because one of them has got to be the running back too. At the end of the day, that doesn't even fucking matter. Austin Eckler is the PPR money, dude. He's gonna get all the work. He lines up all over the formation. This dude's just a talent, man. We've seen with Melvin Gordon how he shined. Still, he was still running back too, flex worthy, even more than that sometimes. So Herbert's got a connection with him. This guy's really important for that offense. I love Austin Eckler, man. I'll be more than happy to have him on my team. So he's a good building piece for
I
sure.
I uh I prorated him, bro. So he played 10 games last season. If he was, on a 16 game slate, this dude would have finished at a top five running back. That's where he would have been. Um, that's how I'm gonna value him. So I mean, 17 game season. This dude, yeah, sky's the limit, man. If he could stay healthy, he could finish top five for sure.
Man. And you talk about Austin Eckler, man. What a guy. Anyway, though, I've watched him a lot on TV. I watched him a lot, and just out of being in NFL games, bro. You gotta love a guy that plays fantasy football and plays in the NFL. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Austin Eckler does that. His work ethic is incredible. That Lombardi thing that you were bringing up with the people that he's worked with. Austin Eckler's come out and said, "Hey, bro, use me like you would use a Camaro." You know what I'm saying? And what better fit for a guy, and other than motherfucking, saying anybody else, but Austin Eckler to fucking go ahead and take on a role like that, knowing that he can do that, bro. Like
He was on pace
this
to
is,
get 120 targets last year.
yeah,
Running back,
he
I'm good with that. I'm so good with
you know
that.
what, the Chargers have to be one of the most NFL teams that people have to be somewhat excited about this year, bro. No Lynn. New shit coming in, you know what I'm saying? New coaching, stuff like that or whatever that's going on over there.
A hell
These
of a
cats,
defense.
these cats are hungry, bro. They're hungry, and they, to win almost as many. Their fucking shit should have looked. Their record should have looked way different last year if they were able to inch out. Shit. Justin Herbert was running the Bucks for, you know what I'm saying, for their money, bro. Like really, real talk. Like I was like, damn, they are going back and forth. It was a fucking shootout. And for a rookie and Justin Herbert to step up and take over for Tyrod Taylor and motherfucking that shit. I mean, I wish, believe me, I was the Austin Eckler holder last year before he got fucking hurt. I was fucking like, God damn, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. Injuries were crazy, but if the man can stay healthy and do good and be used the way he wants to be used in this new coaching thing that they got going on over there, Austin Eckler should eat like a motherfucker.
Yeah, man. There were people that, like I said, Reggie Bush, Darren Sproles, AK, Alvin Kamara. I mean, I'm just looking at it like these guys all had, career seasons. If not career seasons, they had the most targets for running backs, and you know what I'm saying, for that year or whatever. We saw what Kamara did last year. Finished first overall in PPR by like a 40 or 50 point margin. He was just killing shit. Those are the kind of guys that you want. And we see what this Lombardi guy is doing with the running back. He's making them, you know, exclusively PPR crazy. So I mean, if Alvin Kamara is any, you know what I'm saying, any sign of what we're gonna get this year with Eckler, give me Eckler, bro, every single time.
Not afraid to get him, man. Anything else on Austin Powers, gents?
Good, we good.
All right,
Good
cool,
on that.
man. We're gonna roll into number 18 with a new face in the NFL in Travis Etienne, man. Yeah,
Hey.
Duval,
Etienne.
welcome to the motherfucking Jags. Over there with your long-haired college team over there,
Sunshine, baby.
Trevor Lawrence and shit, man. Look, obviously there's no stat line to go off of last year besides what he's done at Clemson. But the man's been comped to Alvin Kamara. He's got 4.5 speed. He can run outside. He's not really a between the tackles kind of guy, but we got to look at what Urban Meyer runs and the type of offense that he runs, and that's the spread offense. And fucking, man, I'm telling you, James Robinson, I know that he's there. You know what I'm saying? And I know that he's an important piece to the motherfucking Jags, but I just see a whole Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara thing going on over there. And I think that motherfucking, they're still going to be rolling with hot hands over there. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to run this high speed, you know, high efficient, the defenses are going to be worn the fuck out. And motherfucking with a guy like Etienne, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be able to motherfucking run that fast pace like you want him to, bro. When I looked at
Absolutely.
it, bro, this was a crazy shit, bro. So he did 4 years at Clemson. So motherfucking, you know, his year 1 and 2, they averaged out to 17 receptions with him as a running back. I know you're young, you gotta wait to get into your spot and shit like that. But in years 3 or 4, it went to 85 receptions. 85. 17 to 85. Use this kid for the strength, man. Use him for the motherfucking strength. Trevor Lawrence, you already got that locked and everything. He knows how Trevor Lawrence throws. He knows he's got the timing down. I'm so glad to have him. Thank you for letting him drop to me, taking Javonte Williams. You know what I'm saying? But and letting Travis
I ain't mad
Etienne
at it.
drop
I
too.
ain't mad at it.
Hey, no. You know what? You
I
always
had
been the guy. You
I
always
had
been
my
the guy
choice.
that goes to the
I
you always
I
go
thought
for
of-
your guy though.
I thought about ETN at the 4 spot in our dynasty draft as well. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but you know, I went with the Slim Reaper and I got me my Devontae Smith pack over there. Brody went with Javonte Williams, and I love it because I mean this is the different type of bat, and it's your guy. You go and get your guy, man.
I think it's going to be more of a complimenting thing over there with him and James Robinson than more of a conflict.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Fantasy wise,
I
bro.
believe
Like,
that too.
One thing on that real quick, you know what, they will complement each other very good, very well. It's gonna, you know, I love it. I love the fact that Urban Meyer's there running that spread offense. I also love the fact that the Jaguars defense sucks. So
For real though.
so literally
This shit works so nice in fantasy.
game script for ETN is perfect. We're
Yeah.
trailing by 3 touchdowns. We are running fast paced, no huddle type of offense. We need ETN out there. He's gonna be the guy in the fast paced 2-minute tempo type of offense. It's gonna be ETN. It's gonna be the guy that Trevor Lawrence is comfortable with, and the guy that fits the description of who's in that, in that situation. Is gonna be the guy that could catch the ball out of the backfield, run a screen here and there. He's gonna be used in many ways. They say he's getting looks at the wide receiver in camp. So I'm cool with all those things. And like I said, game script for me is gonna fit ETN. So I'm leaning towards ETN not just dynasty, but in fantasy period. If I'm going after one of these guys, it's gonna be ETN with a slight edge because of the situation, because of the defense. And like you said, Drew, because of the coaching staff and what they want to run. It just he fits the bill more than James Robinson does. And the situation is better too.
One thing I had to say, I cannot wait because I mean, depending on your running back situations with your teams and everything else like that, if you got a Travis Etienne, you're probably pulling them in a flex spot real quick. But just imagine that you're getting somewhat of your ass beat in a fantasy motherfucking matchup, and motherfucking you got motherfucking Travis Etienne as your last guy to motherfucking go ahead and motherfucking get you a Sunday night win or a Monday night win, and you got Travis Etienne. Man, I'm trying to bring that into fruition. I can't wait till that type of shit happens where people say, oh shit, he's got Travis Etienne for his last guy. I really got to stay worried all the way until that time. I'm not going to win this shit for sure. So I'm ready for that type of shit, man. Boy, that's a shout out CTN, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's the defense is gonna help the game script. The coaches did come out. I think the biggest question mark is like how is he gonna be used with James Robinson there? The coaches already came back. Came out, the coaching staff, and they said James Robinson's the goal line back. They already said it. He's a red zone goal line back, and that's cool. I don't think any one of us expected ETN to be that. I don't. Did you guys? I didn't expect that for him to be like the clear cut red zone. I figured he'd get some touches, but not the clear cut. That's
Definitely
fine.
not.
Let James Robinson be that thumper, kind of like we were talking about J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Let James Robinson do that. Let him get those tough yards. He did it last year, and let ETN do his thing. Let him do what he does best. So I'm cool with ETN. I'm excited for that offense. Urban Meyer, Trevor Lawrence, all those guys. So Tim Tebow, nah, I'm just fucking with y'all.
Oh, shit. Well, if I ever thought that ETN was gonna be the goal line back, that all changed when they posted that picture on Instagram of him and Trevor Lawrence standing next to each other.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
He's a little dude. He's
Yeah.
a little guy, and it's not what he's there for. It's
Nah.
just not.
And that's okay.
He has his craft, and it's catching the ball and being a different type of running back, scat back type dude.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's
that ability to get to the outside is gonna be huge for that kid. That's gonna be huge for that.
Oh,
kid.
he gets there in a flash, man.
Yeah, when we got anything else on ETN,
Oh, man,
big ups,
ETN.
man. Duval, bro, do good things for your boy.
If you're going with if you're going with a running back from Jacksonville, make sure it's that guy.
All right, man. Moving on to number 19. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. Josh motherfucking Jacobs, bro. Ah, man.
This one hurts a little, right?
It hurts because I'm I'm a Bears fan first, but man, I love me the Raiders too, bro. But
You're gonna give him that trumpet or what?
We got we know.
Hey.
We got it, man. But last year, bro, we're looking at his stats at almost, 12 touchdowns, 1,064 yards. We've seen a little bit of injury, and I think you pissed a few fantasy players off last year with the whole joke of saying that, hey, I'm not going to play this game, and then came in and played anyway. I'm sure he pissed off a lot of fantasy owners. Who gives a fuck, right? It's the Raiders' way. Just win anyway. But huge downfall. We all know Josh Jacobs is where he's at right now due to the performance. The way Chucky's using him over there is not the way that motherfucker he's supposed to be used. And then enter motherfucking Kenyon Drake. Bro, and not only that, he didn't just sign a year deal. He signed for multiple. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not looking that great for Josh Jacobs and having, because you don't sign a motherfucker like Kenyon Drake and not use him often. You know what I mean? And not only that, his how would you say his running back type is the catching. You know what I'm saying? He did big fucking things. But the thing is that it hurts Kenyon Drake too. I think it hurts both ways, bro. And it sucks to have to deal with the running back situation going on in Las Vegas right now with the Raiders. It just, it's really got to be a sting to the Josh Jacobs owners and Kenyon Drake owners. Like, I got Kenyon Drake in a trade and everything else like that though too. Do I think his output would be there? Yes. Do I think that motherfucking Josh Jacobs will still get some yards and get some touchdowns here? Yes. But we're looking at mediocre motherfucking numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like mediocre fantasy numbers. A couple games that might piss you off and type shit like that. But man, bro, I'm not worried if I don't have either one of them on my team. I'm not worried about it really. I think there's some other options that you can exercise and go out there and fuck with it. But if Josh Jacobs ends up falling like that, I'm not sure where his ADP is at right now. But
I'll look it up.
But at the same time, with him, him falling, maybe you can go ahead and pick him up, and maybe you can get you solid running back to maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like have him as your RB2, RB3, depending on how many running back spots you got, or even have him in the flex. He's still going to get some work, but it's going to get cut a lot, bro. And I mean, shit, if one of them ends up getting hurt and you have both of them in the handcuff, then, I mean, that's great because you're going to see that. But you already know the way Chucky runs that offense is that some plays that he's got designed. Last year, I was screaming at the TV, where the fuck is Josh Jacobs? Where the fuck is 28? You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo. And
he's going beginning of the third.
Nah, man, yeah. Even then, I'd probably have him wait a little bit.
That's way too high for me.
It's way too high. But then look at that. You got CEH going right there. If you got the chance between CEH and motherfucking goddamn Josh Jacobs, you're taking CEH. It's easy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially that, it's just, you can't really say anything more. That addition with Kenyon Drake really fucking stung. It was like a stab to the back for Josh Jacobs owners. And not only that, he's been kind of pissing people off. He had a 3-touchdown game last year. You know what I'm saying? Though, but fucking still though, it's just not running as often as you would like. But I still don't think that they're using it to his ability. He's not a between the tackles type of guy. When he was in Bama, he was fucking catching that ball. Motherfucking Tua, whoever the fuck was throwing him the ball, they were giving him darts, bro, and he was taking the fuck off with it.
I mean, they saw something because from his rookie season to his second season, yeah, he almost doubled in targets. So they saw something there and they boosted it up for sure. He got 270 plus carries, so we're gonna see a dip in that. I mean, I don't know. I just, it's too much of a risk for me, man. Too much of a risk. We're talking about 270 carries last year. I'm topping at least 40 or 50 of those right off. I mean, probably, I don't even know, probably more, man. But I don't know how they're gonna use these guys. I don't really know what's happening there. Question marks for me all over the place with this team, bro.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable. I don't have Josh Jacobs nowhere near to my top 24 in dynasty rankings. I have him 30 something. He's not a running back I want on my team. I don't want him. The Raiders obviously don't even want him. They've been adding pass catching backs ever since he's entered the league. You talk about Jaden Richard, Devin or Devontae Booker, Theo Riddick, now Kenyon Drake. Like, I'm straight. Like, the message is loud and clear. He's not a 3-down back. They don't want him to handle all that workload. They're worried about his injury concerns. In college, he didn't handle the full workload. So what makes you think in the NFL he can?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, Josh Jacobs is a big fade for me. The only reason he's on this list is it's not because of me, I'll tell you that. It's not me. But with the talent, the talent is, you can see the talent. I mean, I see him run, to me, he's an above average back, but he's nothing. He doesn't impress me, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I've seen highlights of all these other backs and I look at Josh Jacobs. It's not the same. He's not a difference maker for me. He's not. He's a nice back.
To me, it's like the yin and the yang, bro. Like we like the last 2 years where we would look at him is so different to where we look at him now. And that it goes to do with, like, he was probably a top 10, top 12 guy that we would talk about preseason. Like, this guy has potential to be in the top 5, if this, if that. Bro, now we're debating if he's even an RB2. So it's a different topic when it comes to Josh Jacobs this year. I think I'm very comfortable with fading him and a lot of the other Raiders, but yeah, especially him. He's one of the hot topics.
Waller the baller.
Yeah, no, Waller's safe, but no, yeah, it's just a big fade with Josh Jacobs, man.
Yeah, man.
Sad to see, man. Shout out to motherfucking Vegas Raiders, man.
Yeah, bro. So we're gonna keep this moving. We're gonna go with Javonte Williams coming in at number 19.
Woo!
And or my bad, number 20.
Number 20.
He should have been at least 19. He should be ahead of Jacobs, but it's all good. Hey, man, Javonte Williams coming out of North Carolina. He split a lot of the carries with Michael Carter with the New York Jets, and that's cool, whatever. This dude used to play linebacker. This dude's built like differently. This guy added 15 pounds of muscle in the last couple of years. he does not move like a linebacker. We've seen highlights of him, what he did in North Carolina. He's on a whole different level, man. He looks like, to take your line, Sweetness, he literally looks like he got shot out of fucking cannon. He looks like a fucking cannonball out there just wrecking shit. That's how he looks. He looks for the contact, bro. He does
Mhm.
not shy away from the contact. This dude, some of the comps are like Nick Chubb. That's the comps I keep hearing when it comes to this guy. And that's crazy to hear because Nick Chubb, you guys know he's one of my favorite backs in the game. Shout out Drilly for holding on to him. You better hold on to him. But I do not trade him. And if you do trade him to me, but Javante is
I better get the ship.
Send them my way.
Javante Williams. So there's question marks though, right? Year one, we can't expect him to be that full featured running back. That's not gonna happen. Melvin Gordon's there. Now, yeah, Melvin Gordon's there. Is it a huge problem? No. He's got 1 year left on his contract.
That's
He
it.
has a problem with the whole DUI case. And, we can definitely see at some point the Broncos start giving more and more of the workload to Javante Williams eventually. So we were talking earlier about ETN, and you were saying, "Oh, thanks, Brody, for letting it fall to me." And one of the things that I said it to Bogart. I might have said it to you guys. Shout out Bo Jeezy. And I said, when it came to Javante Williams in that pick, I was looking at Javante and Travis Etienne, and I'm like, okay, this is either instant gratification, like right away, I could get Etienne and I can know his role right away. And that's cool. But I'm looking at the backs themselves and their talent level and what I see through my eyes. And Javante Williams is a 3-down back through and through. He's built like that. ETN in my eyes is not. And that's not a shot at him, but I like those old school 3-down backs. And that's Javante Williams to me. I feel like he's going to be able to eventually take that full, at least most of the snap share away from Melvin Gordon. And, I like it. The defense is up there. They're going to have to run the ball a lot. They have question marks at the quarterback position. Teddy Bridgewater, being added over there. Supposedly he's going to, answer some questions. We'll see. But at the end of the day, Javante Williams is a young back, coming highly touted, coming out of North Carolina. I'll be more than happy to have him. Where we have him, number 20 for Dynasty? Hell yeah, man. Especially if you could stash him on your bench until we figure out that whole situation. That's even better. That's exactly what I'm doing. He's on my bench. He's not my starter, but I'm just stashing him. And I'm waiting for that day to come where he takes most of that snap share. So Javante Williams, my dude, bro. How you guys feeling about him?
It might come sooner than later than you think, man. Like I said, the whole Melvin Gordon thing. Shouts out to Melvin Gordon though, anyway, for motherfucker kicking knowledge and passing it down to him and not being a hating ass motherfucker and saying that damn they drafted a fucking running back and doing whatever. So you know what I'm saying? He's following the lead like motherfucking a lot of NFL players do and passing down the game to Javante Williams. So when you look at Javante Williams' motherfucking tape, man, and not to motherfucking glorify him, that much, but you look at another runner and legend and Walter Payton who looked for the contact and motherfucking kept it rolling. And that's some things that I see in Javante Williams like that to bang. I've seen him like, damn, I thought his leg was gonna snap. And he kept fucking going, bro. I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe, a couple years under, he's fresh, man. I like his attitude. I caught him on the live a couple times on Instagram and shit like that. Real cool, laid back dude, bro. And I'm sure he's in Denver absorbing that knowledge of, you know what I'm saying? He's playing in a Mile High Stadium. He's going to have to, his oxygen, his lungs is going to be way, way better than a lot of other people's shits. When he goes plays at sea level, watch the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
That's such a point to bring up that motherfuckers don't think about good shit, bro.
I just said though too. It's
different up there, bro.
No, it is
very
different.
Look at fucking Terrell Davis, man. Like fucking, you know what I'm saying? And when it comes out of shit like that, bro, Javante Williams, like, hey, I'm glad that I got Travis Etienne and shit. I would have been glad if I got Javante Williams too. It was just motherfucking. I think, like you said, you stashing him on the bench, boy. The guy's gonna fucking snap, bro. He's gonna snap. He's gonna be there, bro. That potential to be there and to hold on to that gem. You know what I'm saying? That diamond in the rough, and when you get to throw him in there to your motherfucking lineup, watch the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Javante Williams, man. Yeah, that tape don't lie, bro. That tape does not lie. This dude's talent is real. one, like you said, 1 year left on the contract for Melvin Gordon. I doubt the Broncos bring him back. Regardless, he was gonna get that Philip Lindsay piece anyway. With Lindsay out the door, step in Javante
Yes.
Williams. I
Good
mean, there we
shit.
go. You were gonna get that regardless if Melvin Gordon, whatever. Like if something does happen to Gordon, knock on wood, God forbid, I don't wish injuries on anybody. I'm just saying,
Even
hypothetic,
disciplinary action from the
yeah,
DUI
yeah,
because the
hypothetically
NFL still hasn't
speaking,
said anything.
yeah, if he misses any time due to whatever, I mean Javante's role gets bigger on site. So it's dope. I'm excited to see him, man. Like I said, Melvin Gordon probably won't be back there next year. So Javante Williams, whatever happens this year, it's just gonna get better. Anything else on Javante, y'all?
Man, shouts out to the guy, man. Go Tar Heels over
Yes, sir. Home of Jordan, by the way. Yo, so
there. Trubisky too.
oh God. You didn't have to do that, bro. You
That's
didn't have to
horrible.
you didn't have to do that.
Let's
Uh,
never mention those two within the same breath. Never.
right. Not even in the
Never.
same neighborhood, bro. Yo, at 21, bro, we got CC, Chris Carson. You feel me? I
Hey.
see you with the Seahawk Nation over there. Man, Chris Carson is one of the guys this year that I'm looking at where he's going. I'm loving to take a piece of him where he's going. I think it's like in the middle of the third, back end of the third, or early fourth. I don't know. I'm all over the place with him. But I can see why people are mad at Carson for what's happened in the past. He's never finished a full season. Um, but I still can't overlook some things with him. I think, in the best seasons he's had, he's averaged like 260 carries, almost 1,200 yards, and like 8 or 9 touchdowns per season in his best seasons. So that's the cap for him. I think, you know, the fact that I don't know that he's not just a running back, like he's not just a between the tackles kind of guy. He's seen double the targets in his past two seasons, um, averaging close to 300 yards and almost 40 receptions. So I mean, I'm liking Chris Carson where he's going, bro. I take him,
End of the third, early fourth.
yeah, I take him in front of guys like Jacobs, Booby, even Swift. I take some Chris Carson before all of those guys. So yeah, man. I don't know. A lot of people are down on him because of the past, like I said,
Well, he never
but
finishes a full year.
never finished
I
a full
think
year.
that's the biggest problem. I mean, 12 games last year, 15 the year before, and 14 the year prior to that.
Yeah,
So I think that's the biggest thing right there when it comes to Chris. That's his only question because
yeah.
we know when he's in the fucking lineup, he's an automatic start. Automatic. You're not even thinking about it twice.
And the dude's a
So
fucking machine.
yo, he is, and that's the thing with him is like he's one of those guys. He looks for the contact, but eventually, it tails off. It affects him. It
Yeah.
really does. So I love Chris Carson, but there's some risk when you're drafting him. There's no make no mistake. There's risk with all these guys,
I
but
think
this guy is more of a you've seen it. There's a track record, 3 years now.
I think with the who we were talking about a running back earlier, Joe Mixon.
Yeah,
I think Chris Carson and him, to some extent, have a lot of similarities. Like this year, if you can't do it, we're gonna start fading you in the coming years. Like, yeah, we're gonna give you a shot because we know what you do when you get the bulk load and in your best seasons. We've seen you be great in your best seasons. So prove it this year. Basically your prove it year for me with guys like Joe Mixon. Chris Carson is in the same boat with me. If you can't prove it this year, I'm gonna start to fade you. No questions asked. Because if you can't change what's happened in your injury history, then it's just the name of the game, bro. It's a
It's
business.
just it's the only strike. It's the only a strike that he's got against him, man. Like you said,
Mhm.
not finishing the season is fucking huge for fantasy players, man. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, but we also he plays the position that's the most scarcest in fucking fantasy as well. So it's a fucking
yeah.
it's a war. It's a battle that you're gonna have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck, I could take Chris Carson here, but do I really want him to be? Depending on who you got in those drafts already. You know what I'm saying? You can make that decision for yourself. Am I totally fading him? No, I'm not. Because I know when he's in the motherfucking game, he can win you a fantasy fucking matchup. He really
Mhm.
can. alone, he could bang you out 20 something. You know what I'm saying? I think what Seattle probably needs to do is to get a legit change of pace back, somebody who can legit get him that rest, not have to fucking get him all banged up in there in the beginning of the season and everything else like that, and get him activated, and then just to get him to play at least 98% of the season. Like, I mean, come on, we can't bank on you. You know what I'm saying? You're great, but you can't finish a fucking season.
I hope that people are pissed at him this year and they skip on him because of his injury past, and I get to have him as my RB3.
What's crazy is that he's fucking young, actually. He's young still.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. That's what makes
He just
him,
got a contract.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that, you know what I'm saying, that we're even thinking about totally, or people are thinking about totally. Fuck that. Chris Carson's not even play the whole season.
Yeah.
If you play your cards right and you get him as a running back 3 or in that flex spot, man, you could really be fucking winning. Just imagine, he got hurt, but you get to switch him out with like a T. Higgins or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you're still running back room is set, but at the same time though, you know what I'm saying? You could roll with the punches if he goes down. And I mean, but I like Chris Carson, man. You know what I'm saying? We got him the way where he's at for the injury, man. He's not finishing seasons. That's where
And that's crazy because we talked about Mixon kind of like on that close to that same level, and we have him that much higher. So I think that's something, with Chris Carson. I think the thing with him is it's been more consistent. Joe Mixon last year was the first year it was really like that. With Carson, it's been a consistent thing, but you gotta take risk into account when you guys are making these draft picks. So there's a big reward here with Chris Carson, but at the same time, there's some risk. So just keep that, when you guys are making that. Yeah.
Pad your team, man. Pad your team. Pad your fucking team. If the running backs are like that and you picked you up a Chris Carson, man, later on, go get you another running back. You know what I'm saying? Go get you somebody who might be able to fill
These are the main guys that you handcuff. The ones that go down every year. Go handcuff you. Go get you a Rashad Penny or
DJ Dallas.
DJ Dallas.
Go that route.
I'm going DJ Dallas. Rashad Penny's already injured, so I would go DJ Dallas.
Yeah, Rashad Penny's already going through injuries. Stay away.
He's always that's a whole different thing right there.
Don't handcuff a backup that has the same problems that your starter has.
Straight up. Hey,
somebody
man.
call beast mode.
Oh man, that'd be dope. Skittles and everything. Yo, 22, DeAndre Swift, man, NFC North, Detroit Lions. We're talking about Swift. Another back, year 2 back that we're going to be talking about. And, man, this team's changed a lot. No more Matthew Stafford, no more Matt Patricia. It's a whole different team. You don't have Kenny Galladay. So the team's hella different. Jared Goff is coming in. Tyrell the Gazelle is coming in. Fucking, no more Marvin Jones either. So, like, the team's different, man. So DeAndre Swift got a new coach, OC, and Anthony Lynn. What does Anthony Lynn like to do? He loves those committee running backs. We see it over there, when it used to be San Diego or LA, whatever. You had Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler. Now you add Jamal Williams. And it's tricky, man. It's really tricky because the word out of camp is that Jamal Williams' role is stamped on that team. That he's getting a nice amount of the share. So you got to take that into consideration. DeAndre Swift last year, he missed 3 games, had almost 900 all-purpose yards. He was balling out, man. He was balling out. He was doing his thing. He got a little, banged up, whatever the case. But this guy out of Georgia, highly touted, can catch the ball really, really well. And the thing with the Lions is they don't have a lot of pass catching options. They got TJ Hawkinson. They got the rookie Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Like I said, Tyrell Williams. I'm not too impressed with the wide receiving core. It's more going to be Hawkinson and Swift. I don't think that Swift is going to have a lot of touchdowns. I don't think there's a lot of touchdowns coming from this Detroit team, but that's okay, because you can still have a lot of fantasy production out of this team. And yeah, Jamal Williams can probably take, most of the goal line touchdowns. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of them. I think there's gonna be maybe 6 to 8. Fuck it, keep it. Let DeAndre Swift do all that PPR money, score a couple receiving touchdowns out of the backfield. I'm all right with him. We got him 22. We should probably have him a little bit higher just because of his youth. But I think the situation with that team and the coaching staff and then Jamal Williams, it kind of raises some flags. And then just Jared Goff, man, he sucks so bad. Just having him as the quarterback is like, man, I don't even know if I want a piece of this team, a part of it. So, but DeAndre Swift at 22, man, I don't mind him at all. He's going at the beginning of the third. So, definitely the consistency is going to be there as far as targets every week. He's going to get his share of the carries every week. And I think game script is not really going to matter. The Lions defense sucks. They're going to have to be coming from behind anyways, like almost every game. So I think Swift is safe. He's actually a safe pick. On a horrible team, I feel like he's a safe pick. How y'all
Yeah,
feeling?
I you know what? I think it's crazy that we say he's safe too, especially bringing Jamal Williams in there. But I really do think that he's safe, man. I see the talent with him. Shout out Georgia Bulldogs, by the way. Another running back coming from there. But yeah, you know what? They're even talking about, you know, taking him out to the slot. They're talking about taking him and Jamal Williams out to the slot.
Hello,
Actually,
Eckler. Hello, Eckler. Right?
yes, sir. This
Anthony
is where,
Lynn.
yes, sir. And we talk about the lack of receivers. They don't even really have a slot receiver right now. But we talk about the lack of talent at the receiver and all the mismatches that these guys like DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams could bring by lining up in the slot. I mean, it makes life real easy for not such a competent quarterback in Jared Goff. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can make life easier for him, do it. We saw freaking what's this guy's name? Sean McVay. We saw him make his life easier by doing things that most coaches don't do with their quarterbacks. So helped Jared Goff out by giving him mismatches like Swift out there, with a linebacker, and that's mismatch all day. So, I'm looking at things like that. He was safe before I even started to hear the slot talk, and now that that's in the equation, I'm very much cool with it. I'm liking that talk a lot. And they're gonna be down all the time. We know they suck. They ranked fucking last. They literally ranked last like in almost every defensive category last year, like touchdowns, yards allowed. They lost almost every game. So yeah, bro, I'm cool with DeAndre Swift lining up as a receiver. Game script is gonna be dope. Yeah, man, I'm ready to see it, bro. So I'm good with it. I feel safe with him.
It's okay, man. I feel you guys on that standpoint. I had him actually at 25. I had Miles Gaskin in front of him just because fucking it's the fucking team. Like I said, it's the fucking team.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's cool. You want to put him in the slot and everything else like that, though. I think defenses will be ready for it. And I'm seeing a lot of third and long situations coming out of fucking Detroit, which means that they're going to have to motherfucking probably get more than 10 to 15 yards on a fucking play. Do I think that he'll be good in the slot? But yeah, but he can't be playing that motherfucker all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're a running back. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, go get you some running back numbers. Jamal Williams being in there, all of that shit that's going on, bro. There's too many what ifs for me in that motherfucker right there. So it's like, and then not only that, it's just a fucking team. It's just a fucking team.
Well,
not to say that I fucking hate the Lions, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that, but their fucking track record is like that. Then, you gave away, I would not gave away, but you traded Matthew Stafford away and, a fucking warrior and then got you Jared Goff, you know what I'm saying? Like all sweet, but this is a very different team that Jared Goff is coming to. And like I said, everything's fresh. Everything's got to click. If they don't hammer out things, you know what I'm saying, in the preseason, in training camp, in the preseason, and see how they're able to utilize their men, it's going to be a long-ass season for Detroit, bro. DeAndre Swift last year with that fucking type of injury they had, when I was reading about it, whoever that beat writer was or whoever it was made it seem like this motherfucker's brain was hanging out of his damn head. Like TBI, straight traumatic brain injury. Like, bro, I was like, man, bro, he's scrambled like that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you look at the stats, they're there, though. And that's one thing that I have to give to people who analyze and are for and with DeAndre Swift is that the numbers don't lie. He was there. The lines were shitty last year.
Yeah, they were
you know
bad.
what I'm saying? We're expecting them to be just as bad, if not even worse, this year. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you got Panay Sewell that fucking fell to you. I think that's a guy that could bring morale and some kind of unity to your old line. DeAndre Swift is there, but then you want to come out and say that Jamal Williams got a stamp on his offense, bro. That's hardcore, bro. I really can't see myself like, just go get me some DeAndre Swift. Like,
Well,
he's probably gonna be one of those other guys. Like,
to me, that's crazy. To me, it's crazy to hear you say that, because you could really say that this is really similar in some ways to ETN and James Robinson. James Robinson's got a role, just like Jamal Williams, probably that thumper. And then, ETN is going to be lining up all over the field, getting that pass work because that defense sucks so bad. It's almost the same thing, but you know what the biggest difference is? The Jaguars actually have receivers. They actually have some playmakers out there when it comes to Marvin Jones, LaVisca Chenault, DJ Chark. The Lions don't. So, and if anything, I know, I think you said you had him outside your top 24. DeAndre Swift on this team, yeah, maybe he's not going to get all that rushing work. Like, there's no way we can say, hey, that's okay for, any of these players, who we talking about, J.K. Dobbins, because Edwards is going to take that away from him. Or we said James Robinson is going to take that from ETN, or even Josh Jacobs. Like, we were talking about Drake and all these other guys. I feel like Swift is so safe just because there's not that much talent on that offensive side, bro, at all. There's really not.
I got a theory too. We know that Jared Goff, he played with Todd Gurley for a long time, another Georgia Bulldog running back.
We go.
And he caught the ball, 60 times in 2 seasons. One of those seasons he went over 500 yards. The other season he went over 700 yards. So we know that the running back is a real thing for a guy like Jared Goff. And the guy that's going to be catching and acting, playing the role of the receiving running back is going to be DeAndre Swift. I think he's more athletic. I think you can do more things with a guy like him as opposed to Jamal Williams. So, different roles for those two guys when it comes to this offense. And the fact that Jared Goff likes the running back as a safety net, that's perfect.
He scored 8 touchdowns last year. And after that injury that you were just talking about, that they were saying it was really, really bad and all this stuff, he scored 4 out of his 8 touchdowns after the injury. Four touchdowns in his last 4 games. So yeah, man, maybe there was people that were concerned, whatever. DeAndre Swift did not play scared. He came back out there after the injury and balled out, did what he had to do. I like him, man. I feel like we have him a little bit too low. I feel like we got to move him up. He's definitely in front of Jacobs in my book. You guys already know. So, but yeah, man, DeAndre Swift, I think he's actually safe just because of opportunity and because of that team and game script.
Yeah.
He's young. What do they got to lose?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see him fall in drafts because I think he is. I think he's a guy that's gonna fall. I think Chris Carson's a guy that's gonna take a dip. And I'm excited to go and get me some of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they'll fall to the point where they'll be like my RB3 or a flex option every week for me. So I would love that, bro. So I'm really looking forward to the people fading those guys.
And when the draft orders come out, just make sure that hopefully that you guys are a spot or two behind me, because I'll definitely fade his ass. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Swift, man.
Yeah.
I just don't see how you can.
No.
I mean, who we talking about? Who you want to compare to DeAndre Swift?
I don't like that team at all. I just don't.
The team is not.
I don't give a fuck if he balled out. You know what I'm saying? Like, ball out completely.
To me, the team is like it makes it part. It makes it part of the reason.
I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see. If he does well in those first couple games and everything else like that, maybe you might be willing to make a trade or some shit like that, and maybe go get you some DeAndre.
Yeah, but by that time it's too late. All of our followers by that time, they're like, thank God we didn't listen to Sweetness and fucking Smoking Jay. God,
I fuck with it. I was on the fence about him a couple weeks back, and just reading up on it and taking it into consideration, like they have a lot of vacated people that a lot of vacated targets that used to be there. No, they suck, and he's one of the better players on a team that sucks with a defense that sucks. And these are all factors as to why Swift is gonna be pretty good this year for fantasy. But
I think the only way he does bad is if he gets injured, and we can't predict injuries, bro. Like that's the only way he does bad.
yeah,
Can't wait for you
that
guys
would
to
suck.
tell me, hey, Drew, I told you so. I can't wait for that.
Nah. It's
Come
not
on,
like
bro.
that. It kind of
Just
is
Can't
like
wait. I
dog,
can't wait for that.
in as many leagues as you are, Brody, just draft them in one of them. Just try it out.
Oh,
Bro.
maybe like I
No,
said,
hey,
like,
you know
I'm
what?
not gonna be stupid in fantasy,
You
bro.
know
I'm not
what?
gonna be dumb. If
That's
I need it and he's there,
yeah.
then I'll take it.
If
You
the
know what I'm
That's a
saying?
great
value's there,
point.
if the
That's a
value's there, oh my God, give me all
that's a
DeAndre
great
Swift.
point, man.
Yeah.
Like we're
Pause.
not whenever we talk about a player to fade or whatever like that, like there's some players that maybe straight up you're not gonna fuck with him. But this guy right here, DeAndre Swift, we have different takes, right? The three of us.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, you gotta take a chance at him here and there. Not in every league, maybe in one league, just one. Because even a player that I feel, even Josh Jacobs, I feel like I could maybe be wrong. Maybe he gets all the goal line work. Maybe that offense is better. I don't know.
Yeah, anything can fucking happen in fantasy
Right,
football.
right. We don't know what's gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying? We got to go on the stats, and part of it, a very small percentage, is how we feel.
Yeah.
But most of the time, you know what I'm saying, when we're giving out advice and shit like that, bro, it's usually down and dirty, bro. That's
I'm just
really
like,
is.
I you know, with the isms and shit like that, bro, it's all good. I just want to say, like, I say this often on the show, bro. I like to predict things, and Brody, you know, you got to be ahead of the curve when it comes to shit like this. You can't wait to see stuff, bro, in
Yeah.
fantasy football, because by the time you blink, it's too late. And with this particular situation, I'm buying in because of what I can see things happening, and all these factors as to why Detroit sucks so bad is every reason why DeAndre Swift is gonna be so good.
I love
So
it how every so often we throw that in there.
they just suck, and they're in the NFC North, so they suck even more.
Right, that's it. Yeah, you got a certain hate for him and shit. That's how it is.
Sometimes I forget they're even in our division because of how much they suck. But
yeah, it's hard to be a Detroit Lions fan, I tell you that. Jesus Christ.
Detroit Lions, Detroit Tigers. I mean, we could drag them all.
Shout out Ha Davis.
Fucking Pistons. Jesus Christ.
God. Yeah, Detroit's in
All
shambles.
right, let's go to 20 running back 23. Go ahead.
23. You know, Kareem Hunt, bro, big ring. We talking about a running back, probably the only running back in the NFL that's just as talented as the guy that's in front of him. Kareem Hunt is a standalone value, not only a handcuff here. We saw him finish as an RB1 last year. I know Nick Chubb missed like 4 or 5 games, but when your number is called on and you can do what he does, I mean, I don't know another running back that can do that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. The volume is going to be there. He's going to get the touches. He had 38 receptions last year. I think that can take a jump. We know what Stefanski wants to do. We know the plan. We know his role. He has 2 elite running backs back there, and he's going to use them both to their full potential. So yeah, like I said, one of the best O lines. He averaged 3+ receptions in every game as well. So we know he's there for to catch the rock. We know he's there to run the rock. I see, I just traded for him in Dynasty. Very comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna see what happens. Nick Chubb is definitely the guy there. But Kareem Hunt here all the way at 23. I could see that. I could see him finishing even higher than that. I'm just saying he will at least be a running back 23, 24. He's not going to finish any less than a running back 2. So there's a world where you can have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and they're literally your running back 1 and running back 2. You can do that with a guy like Kareem Hunt. It's possible. I've seen it. Like I said, he finished RB10 last year because Nick Chubb finished games. I acknowledge that. He's an RB2, middle of the pack RB2 for me. I don't know where his ADP is at, but we do mock drafts all the time, and we know that we're not afraid to take Kareem Hunt. We all have drafted Kareem Hunt. Super comfortable, super safe.
I just took him in a dynasty startup in a super flex as my running back 2 while I drafted Nick Chubb.
I just said that too.
Did you?
I said there's a world where somebody is gonna draft Nick Chubb and somebody's gonna draft.
My bad. I went to grab a beer. My bad.
It's all good. Someone's gonna grab Kareem Hunt, and it'll be the running back 1 and the running back 2. And Kareem Hunt before Nick Chubb's injury last year, it was gonna be the same thing. I don't see anything changing, barring injury, because obviously we know what's gonna happen. He will be a RB1. So in the meantime, in between time, knock on wood, we don't wish injuries on nobody. But
He's an every week start.
every
Kareem Hunt, you start him every week because that you're behind one of the best O lines in the game, one of the best offensive minds in the game. Stefanski. It's just a great, another one of those offenses you want a part of, especially with those 2 running backs. So Kareem Hunt's got 1 year left on his contract. So this is dynasty talk we're talking.
Oh my God, that makes things better.
Yeah, for right now, his ceiling is limited, barring injury, and we don't wish injury on nobody. But his ceiling is limited right now, and that's okay because you know what you're getting out of him. You're still getting a starter, every week starter, no matter what. So that's cool. Some weeks, most weeks, he'll be a running back too. I can say that confidently. And there'll be some weeks he'll be a running back 1. He'll finish top 12 some weeks. Next year, we have no idea what's going to happen. But a running back needy team is going to pay big bucks for Big Reem. Best believe that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, when it comes to Kareem Hunt, right, I said, right, and fuck, this is the office that you want to put your money on anyway, though, bro. That's when it comes to running backs, period. That's just how it is. And if you don't know that by now, you shouldn't be playing no fucking fantasy football. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, Kareem Hunt scores touchdowns. He eats motherfuckers up for yards. He can get you that solid ass between 10 to 15 motherfucker goddamn fantasy points, bro. He's solid, bro.
Steady up.
Solid as fuck. And to be running behind a pure runner like Nick Chubb and still being able to put up those numbers is fucking impressive. Yeah, he took a dip when Nick Chubb came out. It was crazy. People were expecting like, fuck, Kareem Hunt's gonna go out there and go fucking crazy, and he still stood the same way. But what's crazy is that you don't have to worry about that shit. Like you're like, oh, Kareem Hunt's there, but Nick Chubb. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's like, oh, well, Nick Chubb is there. No, nobody's saying that shit.
Right.
And that's probably the only running back situation that we don't have to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Which is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kareem Hunt, you got Nick Chubb. I'm cool with that. I'm not worried about it.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Cleveland revamped this year again, that's a Super Bowl contending team right now.
I was gonna say we all have them going pretty far this year.
Exactly, bro. And I just fucking you can't deny anything that Kareem Hunt has motherfucking done.
I just feel like him and Nick Chubb, they're so smash mouth. Like they're just that whole team is
what a 1-2 punch.
They're ready to just hit that shit down your throat and just play some bully ball with those 2 running backs over there.
That's what keeps defenses on their toes, pretty much. You're like, oh, fuck, they got Nick Chubb. Oh, fuck, they got Kareem Hunt. Oh, fuck, they got fucking Juice. Oh, fuck, they got fucking Odell. Oh, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
when he plays, when he's available to play.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like
Kareem Hunt is the only player in the league that we could say he's the second best at 2 different positions in his team. Second best running back and second best kicker. Shut up, Big Reem. Don't get in trouble no more. Goddamn it.
Yeah, fucking man. Start Kareem, bro. Kareem is the freaking truth, man.
Kareem the dream.
I remember when he came in the league, bro. He was all about it. Another one of those Andy Reid running backs. And that first fucking catch against the Patriots, he just took it to the house. It was ridiculous. It was like, oh shit.
And that's why
it's real.
That's why it's so much fun. And it's hard to do because I've been wrong about hella things. You guys already know, but it's so much fun when you're right.
Oh, but when he's
right, and the best thing about it, that game, I was watching it with Brody over here, Sweetness and Renegade. And, when I drafted Kareem Hunt, nobody really said too much to me, like, hey, that was stupid. No, nobody said anything because I was just doing what I do. But it was so nice to see him show the fuck out right in front of my bros and shit. I was like, I fucking told y'all. I'm flexing and everything like that, man. Shout out Big Reem, man.
Brody does this a lot. He takes risks, and when he drafted him, I'm like, here goes another one of his fucking tactics to just, be different and go ahead and take a guy that he predicts is gonna be the truth.
Sometimes when it
He
works,
the
it's
truth.
beautiful.
Oh man, yeah.
And when
That
it
touchdown,
doesn't, you don't make the playoffs. Shit.
when it's good, it's great. When it's bad, you just lost all your money. But
Hey.
you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, bro. Kareem is the truth. He's been the truth. You know, sorry to the lady that he kicked in the face, but
Oh my God.
you know, we're not advocates of domestic violence by any
Not
means.
at all.
Not at
Jesus
all.
Christ.
So, you know, our apologies to her and her family and everybody that went
Yeah,
through
that's
that.
not funny at all, man.
Yeah, no.
Not at all. We not on that, man. Shit. Fucking Big Ream,
I,
man.
You
I
know
hate
what
when
I
people
want to say.
I hate when people say it's not funny because it makes you want to laugh, but it's really not funny. It's really not.
We need to talk about something else. Big Ream at 23.
Yo.
Look at Drilly over there. Hey.
Hey, I'm dead, bro. I'm dead as fuck. Probably whatever, bro. Hey, Kareem, shout out Kareem Hunt sitting at 23, bro. I'm sure we're done with that. We'll cap that off, man. We got Miles Sanders at 24.
Booby.
Man, a lot of disappointment. One thing that people get fucked up when it comes to Booby Sanders, though, too. I think a lot of the situations are not his fault. Only played 12 games last year. His targets went down like a motherfucker from year 1 to year 2. I don't have the exact numbers, but I could probably tell you, and the Eagles fans could probably tell you, it's because motherfucking Carson Wentz spent more time on the ground than he did on his 2 feet.
Line was trash.
You know what I'm saying? But if we look at it now, this is kind of a reborn Philadelphia Eagles. They got, Nick Sirianni as their new fucking coach, who was the OC for the Colts. But what scares me about that is I think he's going to implement that kind of fantasy words that we hate to hear is running back by committee. You know what I'm saying? We got Miles Sanders over there, Kerryon Johnson, Kenneth Gainwell. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Howard's still there too, yeah?
Yeah, you said Kerryon Johnson too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Jordan Howard too, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Boston Scott?
You know what though? Hey, he's gonna be fighting for that spot. He's the one that's definitely in hot water. Nobody's really drafting him, but I think that he's in fucking super hot water over there in motherfucking in Philly, bro.
You talking about Scott?
Yeah, Boston Scott. Yeah,
okay.
I think he's a super hot water over there because he's got to fucking fight for a spot like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Booby, bro, like they said, that target share went down like a motherfucker. But and then when you have all these guys back there, bro, it's crazy as fuck. But do I still think that he's the best talent there out of all of them? Absolutely. Maybe Kenneth Gainwell coming up, but he's short. You know what I'm saying? And everything else. I know they drafted him and everything else. And I had this during the NFL draft. You know, I know that motherfucking Sweetness was a little bit like, what the fuck? You drafted somebody that does what Booby does. Yeah. Like, and that's a hurt. And that's
you gotta look at the red flags. Pay attention to the red flags.
So look, he took a hit in his receptions from year 1 to year 2, but let's just say he still gets the bulk of the carries. This is an offense that's gonna change. I know Devontae Smith is over there. Devontae Smith is over there. Jalen Reagor. Jalen Hurts, I'm expecting to be motherfucking QB1 over there. What can they do in this new reborn Philadelphia Eagles thing that's going on? I think they lost a lot of pieces too. You're going to have to rely on a veteran, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the backfield. And Miles Sanders, best player. He still has a lot of potential, and I think that he can get it there. But if Jalen Hurts can get that target share up, you know what I'm saying? That his receptions, not so much the rushing, but we know that he could break it off on somebody's ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? We seen him break out. You're like, oh, there goes Boo. Shit. I think he did it against the Weasels. I don't know who he did it against, but he broke off a big ass run against a team. And I know me and Sweden were watching that fucking game.
That was against the Steelers, I think.
Yeah, it was one of those fucking seasons. We're like, holy shit. We're like, damn, there goes
against
Booby.
them. Like out of all the defenses, he did it against them. I don't know.
We're like, there goes Booby. But the thing is that I'm on the fence with Booby though too, because this is we that target share went down a whole lot, but this is a new organization. I feel not a new organization.
Regime, the regime.
New regime, right? Yeah. Exactly. You bring in a new people just like that. They're gonna see what works out. But I still think that Booby is the best back out of all the backs that they got there in the backfield. Shit. I mean, he had 6 touchdowns last year, 871 yards. Bro, there's still some ifs there with me, but I like that Jalen Hurts could be the QB1 starting right off top. They could set the
Better
tone.
be.
They could set the tone in Philly. You know what I'm saying? They could set the tone in Philly, and Booby could either get with it, or you know what I'm saying, or that game plan. We got to see how it figures out. But I'm still not fading. I'm not gonna fade Booby like that, like completely. He's gonna be another one of those guys that.
I think Booby's one of those guys that I'm okay with being wrong on, because I'm gonna fade him. I'm gonna say that comfortably. But if I'm wrong, I'm okay. I'm all right with that. I just think that I've been trying to wait and see if they're ever gonna utilize him as a full workload back, and they never have. And they've never showed signs of wanting to do that. And if we thought that the new regime would bring in a different mentality, well, that got shut down quick when they started putting all these other running backs in the backfield as well. So, plus adding the fact that Jalen Hurts is also going to take away from the rushing attack. I mean, Jalen Hurts is 100% a capable runner, and he will take off, and he will steal yardage and touchdowns from Booby. So, with all these factors, man, it's an easy fade for me, dog. I'm cool with the fade right here. I love Booby, man. I love the talent. He's used to having that backseat role as a running back to ever since Penn State. He played behind Saquon Barkley. So, this was his chance to step up and take that leader role. And whether it's because he hasn't got the opportunity or that they don't believe the talent's there, it just hasn't happened.
Yeah, in Dynasty,
trash too.
No, you're right. You're right, but you got to look at the signs here, bro. They signed Kerryon Johnson. They did not have to do that. They have Jordan Howard. They drafted Gainwell. There's too many factors, red flags, where I'm like, yo, I'm not fucking with it. I'm not recommending it. And it, like Brody just said, I'm okay with being wrong about this. Now, is he talented and is he the best back there? I think so. I agree with you. But one thing's for sure, this has potential to blow up. You know what I'm saying? This has potential to be one of those backfields you want no parts of. And I don't like that type of shit. I will never draft the Patriots running back. And whenever that type of situation is going on anywhere, like it kind of is in Philly, I'm staying away from that. I would rather give me some Michael Carter action. Give me some Trey Sermon action. These are players that are going after him. Myles Gaskin. Who else we got here? Javonte Williams, Kareem Hunt, James Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Monty. These are all players that are going after him ADP wise. I'd rather have all of them over him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, at the end of the day, is he talented? Yes. But a lot of the times what matters most is the opportunity that's given to the player by the team. And right now it's sketchy. It's very fucking sketchy. Jalen Hurts does take something away from him. But at the same time, I kind of see what Drill's saying, though. Carson Wentz was there last year. He was hurting him at that quarterback position. Jalen Hurts, you could say, yeah, he's going to take away maybe some red zone touchdowns, but he's going to open up some red zone touchdowns too because he's a factor. So that's kind of like a give and take. Like, I'm okay with that. I think Jalen Hurts is a bonus, is a plus. I think that's going to help him overall more than anything. So,
okay.
He has upside. He does. But it's a risky play. Now, if you're desperate at running back and you got to get him, go ahead and get him. But at the same time, I'm going to try to stay away from that myself.
I want to see how far he falls, because I don't think there's no question in my mind about him falling in drafts. I know it's gonna happen. I just want to see how far it goes. You know what I'm saying? And
the value, yeah.
I want to see how so many analysts already have dogged him, bro. And the only people who are sticking up for him and still saying to draft him are motherfucking actual Philadelphia Eagles fans. Don't fade him yet. He can still, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get the argument, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's just way too many pieces in that backfield for to be sure. But the thing is you look at what the Colts did last year with their running backs and, the Bloom and Jonathan Taylor and everything else. I don't think Boogie is like a Jonathan Taylor. You know what I'm saying? You see Naheem Hines go off, but then you got Kenneth Gainwell that has that kind of play style. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know what the fuck is going to happen over there at all. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he snaps, maybe he doesn't. But like you said, you ain't mad if he does or not. So I mean, fuck
Yeah,
it though. But
I should be all set at the running back position when by the time it comes around to drafting Booby, you know.
there's so many though. That name alone, David Montgomery, is for him to be behind that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's fuck. You see where we got Monty.
Yeah, I'm looking at some notes, my bad, Brody. And the Athletic came out and they interviewed the running backs coach for the Eagles, and which is Jamel Singleton, and he said there is no every down guy on this team at the running back position. There is not. So, again, red flags, right? We see Jordan Howard, we see motherfucking Carry On, we see Gainwell getting drafted. We hear running backs coach saying this. So you got to be careful with players. Is he gonna have his games? I think so. We just talked about that one game where he popped off that run and took it to the house. You know what I'm saying? That was nice. There's going to be games like that, but there's going to be games where he doesn't come through like that too. So I think we got to,
get you
yeah,
some for sure hitters, bro.
yeah, try to get you some, I understand circumstances where like you end up like, for whatever reason, a wide receiver falls to you late and you end up getting like going wide receiver, tight end, or for whatever reason. Try not to do that, but if it happens, you might end up with like a Miles Sanders, and he's not. I don't think he's going to be consistent. That's just pretty much where I'm at with it.
Yeah, it's tough for me, especially with the notes about him, what I'm saying, downplaying the idea of a workload back, talking about those days are over. Um, you know what? They're not. There's people out here like CMC and Zeke that are, saying otherwise. Those guys are every down backs. They don't come off the field on third down, 2-minute warnings, none of that. So I don't know what he's referring to when he says that's like a skewed position or whatever he said, just a position that doesn't exist anymore, the full workload. Yeah, there are running backs that still do that. And those are the guys that we have in our top 5. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about Derrick Henry.
We can't fade that it's a 17 game season this year. I mean, either, you know what I'm saying? You add that one extra, bro. It's an extra week working out. It's an extra week of, bro. It's gonna be
Derrick Henry are licking their chops. I would say that's another game for me to go 100+ yards.
I would say in Dynasty, if you have Sanders right now, don't hit the panic button. Play it cool. Be cool with your shit. That first game he pops off, trade his ass, bro. That's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? I don't like having I don't like having running backs on my team that I'm not so sure about, man. So I think right now, all of us, the 3 of us right now, we could say if we had Booby Sanders on our team, we'll be like, shit, man. I'm trying to ship him off, bro. I'm trying to get rid of him. I'm trying to package him in a deal. You know what I'm saying? Because there's risk factors, bro. And we don't like that shit, bro. We trying to win some money. Fuck that.
Yes, sir.
Shit, you already know how it go.
Hell yeah, bro. I think we good, right? You guys good?
Yeah, we're all good.
Any honorable mentions? Honorable mentions? Any honorable mentions here?
I would go with Miles Gaskin, bro. I had him right there.
I like that.
I had him right there, bro. There's still no clear cut number 2, number 3 guy over there, bro. He's gonna get the work. When he was healthy last year, he was balling out. You know what I'm saying? Miami has a good offense. Not only that, they have a good ass defense too. I think he's one of those safe plays too as well. You know what I'm saying? Tua is probably, hopefully he gets more in tune with the motherfucking playbook. I think that motherfucking, what's the head coach over there? I know.
Brian Flores. Come on.
Flores. I was looking. I don't know why I wanted to call him Florian or some shit like that. Flores. You know what I'm saying? I think he's got a really good team over there, and I think Miles Gaskin is a hell of a guy, a hell of a running back. And I think he's one of those safe bet plays.
I like that.
I like him better than Booby. Yeah, I like him better than DeAndre Swift too, but it's okay.
How about you, Brody? You got any sleepers in there? Or not sleepers, but somebody that just missed the list.
A guy that's got a shot for me that I didn't really have him, missing the list but if you think about it, Chase Edmonds, man, on a team like the Cardinals, I feel like high flying. We don't really know what James Conner is gonna be this year. If we can bank on something, it could probably be a James Conner injury. But you know what I'm saying? Chase Edmonds is interesting. Definitely a guy that you can get a great value out of. His upside is through the roof.
PPR. Yeah.
PPR money. So on an offense like that, I like his chances. I
You know
like
what?
him. He might have a good role. I mean, he's got. I'm pretty sure he already has a set role. So
Somebody that I would not mind, and this is not like a clear cut, obvious type of thing. This is one of those early reports from camp. Is they're really good, and that's Zach Moss. Zach Moss is somebody that right now a lot of people they're not talking about him, and I get it. I understand why. Josh Allen, the stallion, is over there. He's gonna take a lot of that Russian upset, and that's okay. Zach Moss could do it all, bro. I've heard a lot of good things about him this offseason. So he's somebody that tried to, try to throw him in a little trade package. Try to get him. You know what I'm saying? Let him be that throw in. You know what I'm saying? You know how there's always that throw in piece. Let him be that throw in a trade deal. You know what I'm saying? Get him for the low right now because I think they're gonna give him a shot. I'm not saying he's for sure gonna be money. He's not money in the bank, but he's gonna get a shot this year.
It's
Get a
crazy,
shot.
right? Buffalo's one of those teams that you don't be hearing about the backfield like that
at
much. You know what
all,
I'm
at
saying?
all.
It's crazy. You're like, wait, who? Zach Moss, Devin
But
Singletary.
then
Oh, you know what I'm saying? But
it's
you could still fucking bank on somebody. Still got to run the rock
and
over
And
it's
there.
it's
somebody's got to rush the ball because this is the thing. We've seen quarterbacks and Brody knows because I had Carson Wentz this one year,
oh shit, yeah.
and I was like, man, Carson Wentz was doing. He's not no Josh Allen. Don't get me look. I'm not comparing them in that sense, but in this sense, yeah, where you see your quarterback taking off to try to get some extra yards, running the ball. The pocket collapses, whatever the case. You don't want Josh Allen always to take off. Not always. The design plays, that's okay. But you want somebody to take over that backfield to keep Allen fresh. So I think Zach Moss could do that.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think it's necessary for him, for Zach Moss to come out there. It's necessary for Josh Allen. Yeah, like you said, you hit it on the head. We don't want you taking a bruising like every running back in the league does. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we know it. We know his frame is, he's a big guy.
It's a big dude, yeah.
Um, but still, the body can only take so much, and they want to pass the ball with Josh Allen. I know he's a running threat for sure. It's just that you need someone to come out of that running back room and take some heat off of him when it comes to groundwork. So I'm cool with the idea of Zach Moss being the next guy up over there at the running back.
Or
This
shit,
is
maybe I
this
might
is
even
it.
be wrong. Even take your shots at
So
Singletary.
so
It could be
Singletary,
one or the other. It could be one or the other.
if take them both. I mean, you'll if somebody emerges from there, then you'll have your guy. If you could take them both in the deep draft, why not? There's video tape of Devin Singletary working out with Dalvin Cook. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Ooh.
that's gonna up his game. I told you earlier this year, bro. George Kittle was working out with Robert Tunyon last year, and we didn't know his name before last year. So look what he did. He boomed. He had a breakout season last season. That's what happens sometimes when great talents work with younger prospects and they become something better. So watch out for Singletary. Watch out for Zach Moss over there. I think one of them is gonna have to emerge this year for sure.
Honestly, if they want a ring or they want to go to the chip, that's one of the main things that I think that they have to level up on, and it is in that running back room. So if they can go ahead and take that heat off of Josh Allen and keep that shit going, bro, it's another Super Bowl contending team that I have, but I feel like they have probably the hardest road to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else that, Bucks, Chiefs, Browns, I feel like they got a little bit more of a set thing going on there. In Buffalo, I just think that running back game is definitely gonna have to level up. So hopefully with that Dalvin Cook situation, we see some things going on, bro, and that's not too bad to go ahead and try
Right.
to package your deal because they're gonna be like, oh yeah,
Yeah, that's like right now they're throw-ins. You know what I'm saying? That's what it
Yeah.
is. So
It's
I
just one
think
of those things that makes life easy for the defense. Like we're not worried about the talent at running back. We're just gonna sit here and pick your quarterback off because we can just sit back, we can lay back and cover all phases on these receivers. We can cover every base. So when you don't have that running back threat, it makes life real easy on the defense. They gotta get that this year.
hell yeah, man. I think we're good, right?
All good, brother.
All right, so the next one we're gonna be talking about wide receivers. We're gonna have our consensus. We're gonna break the 1 through 12. It's gonna be a two-parter again, 1 through 12. Then we'll dive in 13 to 24, man. So that's where we're at with it, man. Again, happy Independence Day, man. Much respect, much love. Hope you guys had a safe one with your families and all that shit. So, Yeah, man. For the bros over there, Sweetness Drill, the bros that are not in the house today, Doc and Renegade, it's your boy Smoking Jay. We will catch you guys on the next one, man. Peace out.
Peace, but